Lots of Rolex, a little bit of Breitling, a little bit of SEIKO. Today we're going to check out Andreas' watch collection. Let's go! Hi, hello and welcome my friends to the watch collection review of Andreas' collection. A pretty interesting one, and Andreas, thanks for sharing your videos with the community and me. And my friends, if you would like to have as well a collection review on my channel, just send me an email to b_mr_b@gmx.de so we can talk about that and check out what you have there, and maybe we have a review of your collection in this channel. Anyways, as usual, I left timestamps in the video description below, so you can jump from one watch to another. A big thanks again here to Andreas. Andreas, thanks so much for sending in these nice videos, and as well thanks so much for sharing your collection with the community and me. It was really fun to review. You've got an awesome collection, so thanks for that. Every time when I do this collection reviews, I have a problem to start or to select the first watch. Well, this time we make it very easy. Let's start with the latest addition to Andreas' watch collection, which is the current Oyster Perpetual 41, which was just recently released from Rolex, and it's my favorite variation. Sunburst silver dial with yellow hands, yellow indices, steel case, steel Oyster bracelet. Come on, what a watch! This is really a beautiful piece. Of course, the Oyster Perpetual is a little bit more under the radar, but with the sunburst dial, with the yellow gold highlights, it pops. It's not boring. There's a little bit going on at the wrist, not too much. This is sort of the watches I do like and I do prefer also in my collection. And I don't know, I just do like this particular Oyster Perpetual, and I think it's a great way to start this collection review. Let's address the good old times, the times when Rolex really did produce tool watches. Let's talk about Andreas' 16753 GMT Master in two-tone. And you guys, which follow my channel, do know I have a thing for two-tone. I really love two-tone watches. And this one is on a Jubilee bracelet, something which you cannot have right now with the two-tone variation. So the steel GMT Master is available on the Jubilee bracelet. The two-tone GMT Master is just available on the Oyster bracelet, which sort doesn't make sense from my point of view. And on top of that, you cannot get right now a steel and yellow gold GMT Master, just steel and Everose or full Everose gold or pure steel. So they do separate the GMT Master line a little bit more from the Submariner line. Well, it's alright, but come on, also a two-tone Jubilee would be nice for the current steel and Everose or completely full Everose gold variations of the GMT Master. Anyways, back to Andreas' 16753. I do really like the old cases, the 5 or 4 digit cases. From my point of view, they are far better looking, also on different straps. So if you have like a 14060M or the 16753, throw a NATO strap on it or leather strap, it will look good. Something I don't feel with the newer references, like also my 116713. I think this watch just looks good on the Oyster bracelet or on the Jubilee bracelet, but on other straps, not that much. So this is what I do like a lot about the old Rolex references. They are more strap friendly. They are a little bit toolier, they feel toolier, and this is why they have their own fascination. So from my point of view, a beautiful GMT Master, of course in two-tone, and this is as well very good in combination with his Oyster Perpetual. I mentioned before that there is also Breitling in this collection, talking about, of course, his Breitling COLT 41mm. I think it's discontinued. I couldn't see this on the website, and I think Breitling did clean out the COLT from the regular website. They just have the Avenger, the Navi Timer, the Chronomat. Anyways, I couldn't find the COLT anymore. They joined it together before with the Avenger line. Now I cannot see it anymore on the website, which is a shame, because the COLT is a very beautiful watch and has its own history in the Breitling collection. Of course, on the rubber strap, on the Breitling rubber strap is awesome. I would prefer a little bit more the Ocean Racer strap I rock on my Breitling Avenger. Still, this one is a really great combination. Cream white dial, black strap. You have the iconic bezel on this one to separate this, of course, also from his other watches in his collection. And I think it's a nice combination. And come on, you need a Breitling in the collection, don't you? Let's talk about the second Jubilee bracelet in Andreas' watch collection. Let's address his Datejust 41. And my friends, I'm from the time where Rolex did introduce the Day-Date and the Datejust 2. And from my point of view, the proportions of these watches really did look off. And I was very happy and pleased when Rolex did release the Day-Date 40 and the Datejust 41, because I think these are more pleasing to the eye in terms of the proportions. They still have a lot of wrist presence, especially in this combination where you do have the fluted bezel and of course a Jubilee bracelet. I did own myself the 36mm variation of the Datejust in two-tone, also of course with the Jubilee and the fluted bezel, and I don't know, it's sparkling. This is really like a very dressy, a very elegant watch with a lot of wrist presence. The polished areas of the bracelet in combination with the white gold hands, white gold indices, sunburst dial, fluted bezel, this is something special and really good looking from my point of view. So a very good selection. It fits as well good into the collection, aside of the Oyster Perpetual, aside of the GMT Master, and also from my point of view aside of the other watches we're going to check out afterwards. So nothing to complain about this particular Datejust 41. Doesn't matter whether you have the high-end collection, lower collection, mid-tier collection, whatever collection, a SEIKO belongs in every of those. And of course, he does have a SEIKO 5 Sports 42mm with a 4R36 movement inside. Black with bright blue, loomy bright. This is a torch in the night, really good looking piece from my point of view. And it's sort of a wild card because it's different. Black case, this bright blue lume and highlights. This is a watch you throw on the wrist and don't worry about it all. Went out, go swimming, do sports, whatever you would like to do, you throw at this watch and you don't have to worry. It's an easygoing watch, perfect weekend watch. So I think a great piece which adds to the current collection. Let's discuss the third Jubilee bracelet in Andreas' collection, which of course is a Batgirl. I'm a really big fan and I really like that he has both worlds in his collection. On the one hand, the old Thule 16753, on the other hand, the latest and greatest shiny GMT Master from Rolex with the latest movement. I think this works very well together. And I have to admit that I'm a bigger fan of the Batman or Batgirl than of the Pepsi. I do like the older Pepsi references, the 5-digit references, because there was an aluminum inlay and I think the colors did pop there really great. The current ceramic version, I know there's, I think, already Mark IV or Mark V inlay variation available in the Pepsi, but still the colors, not my cup of tea. Sorry for that. The colors of the Batman and the Batgirl though, pretty good. Dark black, nice blue. I think this just works better on the bezel inlay from my point of view, and I think, yeah, it's particular to have the old and newer version of the GMT Master in your collection is a nice thing to have. Last watch of the bunch. This is the most difficult watch to discuss from my point of view. We do talk about the 116610 LN Rolex Submariner date. And what should I say about the Submariner? The Submariner is a Submariner. It's like the Swiss Army pocket knife of dive watch. It's an absolute dive watch classic. And I'm happy it's the 116610 and not the 126610, so the successor of the Submariner. I just prefer the older case, the more chunky case of the 116610. I think as well it fits perfectly into his current collection. It looks great beside of the Batman, beside of his vintage Rolex and the Breitling. It's a real diver, which was missing before from my point of view, because the 5KX, yeah, it's a fun watch, but it's not necessarily a real dive watch. The Submariner for sure is, so I think perfect addition to his collection and a nice watch to end the overall collection review. So let's check out what we can do with the collection. I talked also with Andreas what he's about to add, and yeah, check out what we can do there then. Okay, let's summarize a little bit. We do have the 116610LN Rolex Submariner. We do have the Breitling COLT. We do have the Rolex DATEJUST 41, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41, the 16753 GMT, the latest and greatest Rolex Batgirl, and of course the SEIKO 5KX SEIKO 5 Sports. A nice collection so far. And the experienced watch collector would say right now, one moment, there's one thing missing. One thing is missing. And you're right, a chronograph is missing, of course. And as I am a big fan of the Speedmaster, I threw out there directly the Speedmaster Professional. Well, Andreas told me that he is already on the list for Rolex Daytona. I think it's for the white dial version, and I have to give it to him. Of course, this would be a great addition to the collection. You've got the white dial, you have got already 3 Jubilee bracelets in the collection, so to add another Oyster bracelet would be fine. So you've got 3 Oyster strap bracelets, 3 Jubilee bracelets, a rubber strap, and the NATO. It's a pretty good combination, and you have finally the chronograph there. Anyways, I would like to get one step further and suggest additionally to the chronograph, of course, 2 further watches. Dive watches. On the one hand, I would see in this collection the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Diver, because you have their really interesting colors. You can get it with black and yellow, with white dial, this one on the rubber strap. I don't know, this would be something else. It would be one tier up to the current collection, and I think also a nice addition to the current collection. And on the other hand, and I don't know why, I really don't know why, but I still would see in his collection also Omega Planet Ocean. Here the black variation with the orange accents, and especially that one on the black and orange rubber strap. And I don't know why, I think this just would add nicely to the Submariner and to the overall current collection. It's just a stomach feeling, just my point of view. But yeah, this is what I would add to this collection. Alright my friends, this concludes today's watch collection review of Andreas' watch collection, and Andreas and I are really eager to learn about your opinion. What would you add? What do you think about the watch collection? Leave a comment in the comment section below and share this with Andreas, the community, and myself. I'm happy to read you there. My friends, I wish all of you now a very happy weekend, a good start into the new week. Look forward to see you in the next one. Say goodbye and auf Wiedersehen. Euer Konstantin. Ciao!